Hello gamers and welcome back to the wonderful world of the Crew 2. Yesterday we completed the live extreme race number 3 and also bought ourselves a Nissan 370Z and a couple of touring cars. Since yesterday I just gone through these cars real quick and applied some liveries, so they now look something like this. However, when it comes to styling for these cars, for the touring cars, there ain't much styling you can do. It's like on some you can change rims and brake calipers, and on others you can just change brake calipers and nothing else. So for the Lambo there, for example, I could change rims, I think, and maybe even for the Ferrari. But for the Maserati one, I can only change the brake calipers. As of today, I can also mention that I did some changes to our Lambo. So now it's not orange, it's yellow and black with yellow calipers, and a livery for our drag car, which I think suited that car very nicely, and another livery for our new drifting car. 370Z also got some styling and a new livery. I went through the styling on the other cars as well, as much as it could. So on this one I actually changed the red wheels. The one that we bought had red wheel sides, but it turns out that those wheels were not as wide. They were, how should I say, further inside the fenders, and you sort of want the car to have a wide wheel stance, so to speak. So I actually ended up removing those tires, and I removed the white light below as well. Apart from that, I don't think I did much changes, but I changed the color as well, because you see that there are these, what's it called? Like they have added like a wide body fenders, so to speak. I don't know what these are called. Nails, perhaps. And those were not showing so much when it was black. So I changed the color so that these, should I say, racing lines and these nails shows more as well, because that's sort of the characteristic look for having these kind of fenders. Alright, enough about that. I was thinking today we should look into the next live extreme race and sort of set a new goal for which disciplines we should look into. And I have learned that there is a filter special for live events. So let's see, we have done 2, 3, where is the number 1? Ah, yeah, sorry, the number 1 is the first thing you drive as you enter the game. So that was not on the series, because that was automatically saved and cannot be redone. So we have done number 2 and number 3 on the series. Number 1 cannot be replayed. That's the intro for the game. So now it's number 4 and 5. And we also see that we had 2 new events. I think it was after completing number 2 that this one popped up, Miami Surf and Turf. And now we have 2 more, which is not like a series event, but like standalone events. It's the holiday special and the September spectacular. But what's up now is number 4, and we'll see if when we complete 4 and 5, if even more of these live events pops up or not. Number 4, we have street race, Power Boat and Rallycross. Our beloved Rallycross comes back. That will be interesting. Also, now it's time to get sort this Power Boat driving, get that sorted out. I wonder, however, now that we have done 2 races, can we see if this is the actual order we will be driving in? Let's see. On the first race, we did do it in this order. First was street race with the Porsche, then was the Power Boat, for which we struggled, and then was Rally Raid, for which we also struggled. We struggled with all of these. in different ways. Then we had, yes, Jetstream, followed by motocross, followed by touring cars. Okay, so we can expect this race to be first street race, then powerboat, then rallycross. Then if we go to check street race, powerboat, and rallycross, how are we performance wise? I think with the experience from the first two races, and especially the last one where we had to like level up the was it the MX and the I never learned what it's called, the jet sprint boat, sort of from the ground up. We bought those vehicles and had no upgrades at all. I had to get them prepared for the race. We noticed that we did not have a huge advantage on those. Like with the motocross, we could hardly keep up. So let's see here. Performance levels wise, we are less than half. We have 8 performance levels left until we have 60, which is half of 120, right? Yes, I'm a mathematic genius, as you can see. Now the motocross, did I pass it? Did I pass the motocross? Yes, there it is. 33 out of 70, so that is not 50% either. We should aim for at least 50% of the maximum performance level for the discipline, I think. Preferably a bit higher than that to have like a margin, because we notice that we do errors as we drive. These races are kind of tricky since they are so long, and there often are like you hit obstacles, things happen, and you fall behind. So you need to sort of be able to compensate for that with having a bit higher performance level. Seems to be how it goes. Also, we of course should be prepared to do one race just to learn and maybe like see the track and lose and then redo it and hopefully win. That is how it's been with both the two previous races. So if we look at our best street racing vehicle, which is now the Porsche, that is maxed out, so that is no issue. Then what did we have? Power boat. Let's go all the way to the power boat and see. I guess since this is the one we have leveled up, this is the one we will be aiming to use. So we have more than half here as well. Perhaps if we want the margin, we should do a couple of powerboat races. If not, just to, you know, get better at the driving technique. Now we know how to trim and the effect of like trimming the front as well. So if you lift the front, so the rear goes down into the water, you gain more speed. And if you tilt the other way, so you sort of lower or dip the front, then you get better steering. And steering was one of the big issues as we did the last live extreme race number 2. Sorry, not the last one, but the last one with the powerboat, which was number 2. So maybe we should do some practice races to try and perfect that before we go to the live extreme race. Also get our performance level up somewhat. Then we have our beloved rallycross, which we struggled so with in previous episodes just by doing like standalone races. However, I have been going into the pro tuning for this one, and I think I have managed to figure this one out. Last time I drove it, it was quite steady, to be honest. Now we just have to see if it's quick enough. But I think it will be, since we have a decent performance level, and we should do some practice races just to see, because I have just, after doing these pro setting changes, I have just driven it in free drive, sort of out on a desert track, or desert road, I should say, because it was not a track. And just to try to control, you know, if I got like drifts and stuff like that, or rather try not to get drift, since this seems to have like a heavy rear. So when you start drifting, I feel like sometimes it's hard to, you know, control that drift with this particular car. So what I've done is like the ESP is off, traction control is off, drift assist is off. So the aim of that is to not have something like fighting my controls when I try to control the drift, if we should get a drift. Also, I moved a lot of the aero distribution to the rear to get more like downforce on the rear to keep the rear from drifting out. We have also tightened up the anti-roll bars, and we'll see if that's good or bad. But as I drove on in free drive on a desert road, it was a totally different car, and at least suited my driving style a lot better. But we'll see. We seems to be in a good position performance level wise here as well. So what we're going to do is practically, I guess we should be fine with just doing some practice races to see that we are in control of these vehicles now. Like, can we control this car in what's it called even? This RX rallycross discipline. Do we feel that we have control during like 1 or 2 races? Then we should be fine to go to the live Xtreme event. Same with the boat. Do we feel that we can navigate this somewhat under our control? Are we confident with the do we see like the different know how it handles, the difference and know how it handles when trimming the boat back and forth? So that's what we're going to start with in this episode. So now we know the disciplines, right? So let's change the filter here. Let's set status to do. We don't want to see the ones we have already done. The disciplines we are aiming for is street, race, rally, cross, and power boat. Okay, these are the ones that we are interested in. Now, where to start? Should we start with perhaps rallycross? Why not? That's intense. 120 we have there. Let's start from the bottom up. 120, 120, 105. All right, and here we can shuffle another 105. That is done, so that should not be. Perhaps this is what happens, that when you have several events in the same location, all of them shows up no matter what the filter. As long as you have one in those locations, then the done, those are done, shows up as well, regardless of the filter. That seems to be the trend. So we have some 90 races. Or was it? Sorry, 105 seems to be the lowest. So yeah, okay. Let's just go and do 105 races. This is not done. Travel to a Dallas Squad X event. I think we only have like one rallycross car, right? So it should auto switch. Would save us some time. Yay, worked swell. Okay, so yet again, I said I had fiddled with this car, but I start by applying a defense here that I have not driven this in like 2 weeks. It was like 2 weeks since I fixed it, I think. But we'll see. Here we go. Full throttle, go! Ooh, quick start. Oh yeah, this like you have to shift quickly here. Look how much more steady this is. Aha! Okay, never mind. Never mind. Steady on the tarmac, but then instantly into the wall. No negatives yet though. That might happen. Just try and keep it steady. Still learning the track as well. Okay, so we're on the tarmac. Why is he going so insanely slow? Not my problem though, that's your problem, dude. Ah, stop sliding, stop sliding. Get straight. Roy is ahead. Oh! What's happening? I have not changed this since I drove it last time. It was like super steady. I practically couldn't get it to like drift at all. I just punched the throttle. Okay, let's see if this is a shortcut. Maybe not, maybe a slow cut. We'll see. I think actually that might have been somewhat faster. But it doesn't feel as steady now, but maybe I just need to get like used to the car a little. That might be the case as well. So 61%, starting to catch up on the leader, trying to keep steady. It still was a bit more tricky than I thought it would be, so I feel I'm not as fast as I thought I would be. Can't use all the car's power, because still like have to be very like defensive in my driving style, not to lose control. The thing is though, that I thought that this car might be one of the trickier cars to drive among the rallycross cars, and I did go to test out some other cars, both more and less powerful. Okay, we're not gonna make this. We actually did not make it, even though we have such a huge amount of higher performance level. But it's just yeah, it's hard to control the car, man. You can't use the performance level advantage because it's so hard to control. Once you spin, you're in so much trouble. Interesting. Not as I expected. And free drove this quite a lot actually, and it was like super steady. But now in our first race, not quite that experience. But then again, a race is something else, I guess.
I'm very proud of this race. I came up with the idea, helped make all the arrangements myself. See, Rallycross started in Europe, so in honor of that, we're gonna run with nothing but European cars. I know. Genius, right?
Yeah. Like I said, doing a race is something different than driving down a countryside road, I guess. But it's still way better than it was before, so.
Carve your name into that track.
Oh, this is where we can use. Okay, maybe we should use this.
I need you to do better than this.
Position 8 of 8. Okay, was this a slow thing again? No. I don't know if I finished that sentence earlier. Oh, a cat ran over the track, and we actually ran over the cat. It was a black cat as well. Should we spit 3 times or just go? I think we'll just go. Because if this was somewhat real, I would spit in my helmet. Did I miss the shortcut? Feels like I did. But seems we gain maybe more from, since we have the performance advantage there. Instead of going slow through turns, stay in the tarmac and then use our performance level on the straight. Anyhow, what I've been trying to say, I don't know if I finished that sentence, that I did try like both cars with lower performance level and higher performance level. And they were not actually easier to control, I felt. Then I did no pro tuning on those, of course, but I just compared them all without any pro tuning. And it seemed like they had no, just one slide, and that will cost us the race. might very well cost us the race, because we had to go super fast there because we did not take the shortcut. And then we get like one drift. Ah, he actually saved us. He stopped our drift. But we are on 84% and got one drift. And I think that might be it. No, another drift. Ah, then, oh. Look what happens, man. As soon as you get a drift with these cars. Finish. No. Ah, we make it anyway. We're in third. But still, just look. We're in the lead the entire race. And then we just get one drift. And it's so hard to control that you just end up in the wall, same as always. And it like makes you lose the race. Oh, wildlife on the track again, man. Oh well, at least we made it. We got performance parts. Let's smack those on. This makes you kind of worried for the live extreme race. If you have like a long event and you see how easily something can just go down the drain in rallycross. So now we are at 170 performance level. I feel like we should perhaps practice a bit more. Hey, by the way, before we do, maybe we should go get the icon reward. Perhaps that will be performance level for this car as well, which we would need right now. Icon points. Drift events does not apply to this at all, but I don't think we have anything applying. Increase air rotation speed. I think the motocross already rotates so fast that you almost lose control. Land on your head every time. Increase gate angle. Right. Okay, we'll just keep working on. Okay, we don't even have a point there. All right. Slipstream power. Let's just check. Collision impact, vehicle void tolerance, slipstream. We want slipstream. Increase speed while ahead of a vehicle. I'm not sure. Okay. That might be good. So that's drag bump. Okay. So that is when people try to slipstream you and you want to sort of avoid them passing you through your slipstream. Then this might be like increases your speeds to counter their slipstream increase. Okay, that might actually be good as well. Increase distance detection. Okay, so here we can like reduce their slipstream distance. That's all of those are good. Muddy, but we are increasing our own slipstream power at the moment. Okay, so I guess that should be it, and then we would maybe move to these ones. Okay. So we have a long path ahead of us there. 1 point here, increase nitro power, increase nitro refill speed. Yeah, let's just build. Let's just build on those. These ones, we have a new loot here, loot box, gearbox. Yes, for the rallycross. We have now learned that this is for the car you have selected at the moment. The drop will be for that car. So let's slam this one on as well. The gearbox, there it is. Nice. All right, so another MX race. We are struggling still, even though a good performance gap. I think, was it 105 we should have now? Or are we up to 120 as the lowest? Maybe it is 120. Let's just go through real quick. 105 done. 90? Have not done. Let's go. That should be a freebie. We have actually twice the performance level there. Almost.
Tucker once told me that the short laps make driving rallycross like learning a musical score. You can learn the ins and outs and really find the rhythm and pace of a course. Once you find that tempo, you'll be in the zone.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's maybe it. Like sort of find the tempo, the rhythm to drive how should I say, not too fast so you don't get drifts. Drive controllably around the track, I guess.
3, 2.
Like in all race disciplines though, but yeah. Whoa, where are we going? He went off the track. Did you see? He was outside. He should be out of the race for sure. He should be like at least half a lap behind probably. Okay, so this is 1 lap, 25%. So expect 4 laps. Wow, we have like twice the performance level. They have 90, we have 170, and we are not passing them. We're rather getting passed. See, the leader is like pulling away. Insane. Okay, so now we're on to the leader again, but yeah, he said dare not. I try to sort of sneak through the turn because I dare not turn. If I get a little drift, then I definitely lose. Find the rhythm, they say. I'm trying to driving on the limit of drifting, but we are never learning that turn. Ah, he saved us, or else we would have been like lost in that drift. We are, see, we're losing. I'm like on full throttle with almost twice the performance level, but they are passing us, or almost passing us. And I don't think we'll catch the leader. If we can end up in 2nd or 3rd, I think we should be happy. This is like, how would it be if we would drive against people with close to our performance level? It should be impossible. What if they went twice as fast? How would we be able to keep up? They would lap us. Okay, so managed to get 2nd on a straight there. Just use our performance advantage and managed to pass him on the straight. But darn! That's insane. Knowing that this game has like no catch-up feature like I mentioned before. It doesn't compensate. If I'm fast, they drive faster. They don't compensate for my performance level, so I can't really outdrive them. And now here we are with like twice the performance level almost, and they are driving as fast as us or faster. That's quite worrying for the upcoming live extreme race. We are not close, but we are closing in on maxing out this car and struggling on performance level 90. Wow. All right. That's interesting indeed.
Safety comes first.
But I also guess that if this discipline is like so hard driven, at least to my experience, at least for me, then I also do wonder, like for the live extreme race, would we even gain on like upping that performance level anymore? Would it really give us an advantage? Like seeing how much of an performance level advantage we had there, we almost can't expect to have twice the performance levels of the competitors in the live extreme race. So maybe we will just have to like take that for what it is. Like, do we really gain from pushing that performance level any further, or should we just perhaps take it as it is and just give it a shot for the live extreme race? I'm actually considering the latter one. Okay, so here we have 105 is done. Okay, that some of these are too high. 100, oh, that's close. 35, 90. guess that would be one of the lowest ones, 90. Alright. What if one could actually filter on performance level here? Okay, 90 is the lowest we have found. 90 as well, but that's done. Last one, just checking through them. 90 is also done. Okay, so let's see, where was it? It was, I think it was here in New York. 90, yeah, let's go. So this is a completely new discipline. Now I need to switch over to like the handling of a boat instead. And now we should work on the trimming. Let's see if I experience like, why doesn't it steer? You know, that kind of stuff from switching from a car to the boat. That usually is a thing.
3, 2, 1.
Full throttle, trimming the engines down. Go!
Oh yeah, hear that engine roar!
Yeah, man. Ah, check this out. Almost made a too wide turn there. Hard to steer. Need to adjust here. Trimming down, see if there's a difference. Yes. Oh, okay. Need to watch the minimap as well, get used to that. Check the path so I know ahead. Since it takes such wide turns, I need to know ahead where to go. Ah, we have a lot of boost to use here, and this is a good place to use it, I think. There. Juiced it up. This is actually a track that suits us. There is not so much sharp bends as of yet, at least. Quite confusing sometimes when you hear your own engine sound like, okay, and take this jump, bouncing against objects or walls. You think you're being caught up. You get kind of stressed and confused, but you're actually not. Seems like a good place to use some of this boost or nitro. Trim down, I had to brake, and then change trim again. Trying to make this work. Yeah, like I said, this track is one of the best so far for this boat finish. Seems that works well. Into the sunset. Or sunrise or whatever. Maybe the jet sprint has helped us somewhat here. Yeah, that went good. Actually, do you remember
You're
one?
a winner, and I'm proud of you. But being a winner and being a champion aren't the same thing. You're close, but you're not there yet. Being a champion isn't about winning some races, it's about winning them all. It's about having a target on your back from every other racer and not caring because it's you they're chasing. Right now, you're still chasing Clarence. Let's see that change.
That's our house. We stopped right outside our house, but we are not going there right now. What I was going to say, as that voiceover started, was that do you remember in one of the first episodes where I said like, I was afraid that I would miss loot. I have come to learn that you can actually not miss out on loot in this game. In one of those first episodes, I got zoned out before I picked up the loot, and then I went to the car to see if I got the performance upgrades, and I had not. So I draw the conclusion that I missed out on that loot. So I redrove the race outside of the series to get the loot we should have gotten in the series. But what I've learned later on is that that's one of the things that your mailbox is actually for. So in this case now, if we remove this filter, you saw that we did not get the loot. Then it said, but I couldn't comment on it because the voiceover was on and I didn't want to ruin that, that the loot was actually sent to your mailbox. So we should be able to go here now and pick up the boat upgrades. There it is. Yes, looky here. Nice. Alright. I forgot to check the mailbox icon though, but it seems, I don't know if there's a setting in the game. I had not taken my time to check that out, to be honest, and I won't do it while recording either. Have you sit and watch that. If you can like configure how that main icon actually works. The best thing I think would be if it disappeared when I had no emails. Now we just emptied the mailbox and the mail icon up in the top left corner still shows. And from what I've seen, when I have emails and when I don't have emails, there is no change for that icon. The best would be if it like disappeared when we have no emails and pop up when we have emails. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, let's check off Rallycross. Because we won't do that more. 120, 90 is already done. I think the other new ones are 120, so we have 140, 141. Let's just pick one, just go. Lake Mead.
Hoover Dam, Lake Mead, marvels of human achievement. And of course, we need to elevate them a little higher and turn them into a racetrack.
Hey, the spirit of competition is at the core of human endeavor.
You know what? You're right. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that.
Okay, so let's see if this is a bit trickier race or not. Just to see that we can really control this vehicle. If we can, then maybe this one is ready for the live extreme race as well. Let's see. Bit slow on the start there actually, did not hold the throttle down. So that's my bad. Since we're passing them nicely, got to keep an eye on the minimap so we can steer in good time. Yeah, we are... had to boost past them there. Okay, this is more tricky. But we are using the trim now. Making this work, trimming again, and then changing the trim. This is much trickier than the other one. Good practice. This could happen in the live extreme race, right? Okay, so we're gonna steer left here. Let's steer early. Took that rather fast, I think. A bit tight here. Steering early, actually able to holding, like, don't have to change the trim, just keeping the trim for speed through those corners. Really good idea to keep a steady eye on the minimap so we can start steering in good time. Okay, here we have to take the jump, I think. And then it will be a sharp turn. Yes! Managed to steer in the air. And here, okay, not in there. Gotta look at the minimap. Gotta look at the minimap. We have a good gap. This is actually looking real well at the moment. If we drive like this in the live extreme race, I think it should be enough. Nice! Actually, quite content with how this is going. I think the jet sprint, just to get the information we got in the jet sprint races with how to work the trim, really helped us out. Just to get that sort of how should I say, cemented, or like get that fact straightened out, how the trim works. Yeah, that helped us out a lot, I think. All right. Actually, we have not done any street race as of yet, but I think there is a live drop nearby, up on land. I think we're in a good position actually to go. Let's go get the live drop while I speak. Driving on land. For which vehicle then? For the Rallycross, perhaps. The other one is already maxed out, so let's check this. Take this one. Okay, so let's find it. Maybe it's up there somewhere. Yeah, I think we can try the live extreme race in the next episode actually. And we should like just expect to have one test run just to see how the track goes, and maybe fail the first one and then really aim for a win on the second attempt. We will of course try to win already on the first attempt, but we should expect to have 2 goes at that race. I'm totally okay. I'm totally satisfied if that's like the case, that you make it in the second attempt. That's totally fine by me. We also noticed here that we got a live reward. This was one of the challenges, like of the contracts. Each day you get a new contract to perform something, which is a way to earn crew credits. So you can see here there is another contract which we have not done. This was a contract which appeared yesterday, so you can have a maximum of 3 days of contracts, and you can choose to like re-roll once. If you think that this doesn't suit me, then you can re-roll once, and if you have re-rolled it one, then whatever you get, you can't re-roll again. So now this one was to pick up a live reward, which we just did with the loot we picked up. So now we get 1500 crew credits. Good. Great ending to the episode, I think. We had a look at the new cars that we bought, the touring cars. And we have done applied some styling, what we can on the new touring cars, and some liveries. Done some styling and other liveries for the drag car, the Lambos, both the Hyper Lambo and the Drift Lambo. Looked into like the styling, etc. for the 370Z. We had a look at the new Live Extreme Race number 4, which is our new goal, and we have like test driven and upped our performance a little for the Power Boat and the Rallycross vehicles. I think we're now in a good position to try out the Live Extreme Race number 4, so I think that will be our goal for the next episode. I don't feel that we have to go practicing street racing. The only issue we found with the Porsche 911 in the last time we drove it was actually, I think, in the Live Extreme Race, then we felt that it came loose in the tail somewhat. But I shifted in the Pro settings. I shifting the the aero dynamic, or what it's called, to more to the rear, same as I did for the Rallycross, which had a great effect on the Rallycross car to sort of stop the tail from getting loose so much. So I hope that will help us as well. I don't feel we have to like test drive that at the moment. Also, the performance is already maxed out, so we don't have to drive it to up the performance anymore. That being said, next episode, Live Extreme Race number 4. Thank you all for watching. Hope you liked it, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment. And if you want to stay tuned for new content, subscribe and click the little bell button. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.